Hi, welcome back to a new video on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today is Saturday, July the 5th. As I'm filming this, hopefully it'll get uploaded in a couple of days. But pre-season is underway for a lot of teams today, unless you're the likes of Chippenham, who started their pre-season early and they've already played like 2 games, which is crazy. You know, the darts don't start to next week, for example. But pre-season's underway. We still want to get a few of these transfer videos out before we look at getting our predictions, so we can really make them as accurate as I possibly can. So today we've got about 18 new transfers to go through, all from the last week or so. And as I say, after this one, we'll try and get another 1 or 2 up so that we've at least covered well over 100 transfers. So nonetheless, 18 transfers. Let's go do it. So signing number 1 of the video, who is it? Well, it's 21-year-old forward Sonny Fish. He has just signed with Torquay United on a 2-year deal from Crawley Town. Now, his game time last year was extremely limited, and from what I've done on research, I believe that was mainly down to injuries. But he has played National League South football before. If you are a Welling fan, you'll remember him very well, where he had that unbelievable spell in a Welling revival, where in 10 games on loan, he scored 6 goals. So 21 years old, 2-year deal, some great time to bed him into the squad and see if he can start banging in some goals for the upcoming season. Second signing, and we're heading off to Worthing. It looks like Worthing have got their centre-back partnership ready for the upcoming season. Of course, they already signed Toby Byron, who we covered in a video a few weeks ago. And now they've also signed Harry Ransom from Sutton United, where last year he only made 21 appearances in the National League, but he does come with lots of experience. He's made over 100 appearances in the National Leagues and also 40 appearances in League Two. So at just 25, they've got Harry Ransom and they've also got Toby Byron at the back next season. Completely new partnership, but very, very interested to see how that one gels, because typically speaking, Worthing get their signings bang on. Signing number 3. Now, if this man can stay fit, it may turn out to be one of the best signings for the upcoming season. This is 22-year-old forward Nathan Odokonyero. He has signed from Ebbsfleet, where he rarely played last year. Not even rarely. I'm just chatting rubbish. He played 1 game all season last year, and that was due to the fact he sustained a leg fracture. So he was pretty much out all season, which is such a shame. But when he earned his move to Ebbsfleet, he was playing his football at Bognor Regis, where in the Isthmian League for them, and in all competitions, he scored 34 goals in just a singular season for Bognor Regis. Year after, he obviously signed for Ebbsfleet, went on loan to Tonbridge, where even in the National League South, he was proving that he could still bang in goals. At Tonbridge, he got 9 goals in just the 14 games. So if this man can stay fit, I think you're going to see a really, really talented player grace the National League South next year. Signing number 4 of the video, and it is Bath City's 3rd signing of the summer. This is 20-year-old midfielder Will Jenkins-Davies. He has signed from Plymouth, where in his time at Plymouth he did only play 12 times, but did score a goal in that time. So that is, you know, he can take that one to his grave. But, of course, many people in National League South will already know this guy. He's been playing for the last couple seasons at Torquay and has managed to get a massive amount of games in for someone that's just 20 years old. He has had 68 appearances for Torquay, scoring 13 goals in his time there. So for 20 years old, it's a great sign. I'm actually quite surprised that Torquay didn't go pick him up. Maybe they found better. I'm not too sure, but it just felt a bit surprising. But maybe Bath were just offering something more. But Torquay fans, let me know. Are you disappointed that he is not back with you lot this season? Signing number 5 of the video, and of course we talked about Worthing's new centre-back pairing for the upcoming season. So obviously with that, centre-backs had to leave. Alfie Young has signed for Chesham. He's a 28-year-old centre-back who obviously had very, very limited game time at Worthing last year, only making the 18 appearances in the National League South. And of course, as we've just said, with the incoming of Ransom and Byron, there is no way that I think he was going to stick around, and I think he will get a significant amount more game time with his move to Chesham this year. So now we are heading off to Dagenham and Redbridge. Dagenham have completed the signing of CDM George Marsh, 26 years old, and this guy has played football nearly everywhere. So he's just signed from Larne, where last year he only made the 80 appearances. One of them did come in the Conference League in a 3-0 defeat to Mulder, but this guy's played everywhere. We're talking League 1, League 2, Cypriot Prem Division. He played absolutely everywhere, So obviously Dagenham have been handing out 1-year deals like they're going out of fashion, which is fair enough, because a lot of the time they always have the option to extend for another year come the end of the season. But yeah, to offer a 2-year deal to George Marsh, and not the majority of other signings who have looked really good, whether that be the player or the club's decision, I'm not sure. I will probably never know. But they're obviously seeing something in this guy, and as I say, he has played some really high-level youth football as well, so it'd be interesting to see how he gets on for the upcoming season. Next up, Dover have signed 22-year-old centre-back Henry Lacumbo from Sittingbourne. He made the move to Sittingbourne after getting very limited game time for Billericay, and since his move to Sittingbourne, he has proved to be a real rock in their squad. Last year, for the 24-25 season, he made 46 appearances, so keeping himself fit and always available, and within those 46 appearances, keeping 23 clean sheets, so very, very important cog in that back line for Sittingbourne. He will definitely be missed there, but Sittingbourne's loss is of course Dover's gain. Now we have a couple of signings for Eastbourne Borough. First one is 24-year-old keeper Jamie Searle. He has signed from Forest Green Rovers, where, to be honest, I could just say it as his whole career he has lacked game time full stop. So I think this move is ideal for him. Everywhere he's gone, he's almost been the second, sometimes even third choice keeper, and that means that he has lacked any game time or really struggled to get the experience he needs to almost get you better. It's so important that you keep playing regular football. Last year he did make one appearance for Forest Green, and that was a fantastic appearance because he kept a clean sheet in a 1-0 win over Oldham. He does also have one, I know it's only one, but he does have one international cap for New Zealand, so I'm pretty sure he looks like he's going to be the first choice keeper for Eastbourne this season, and I think it is a absolutely fantastic move for him. And the second signing for Eastbourne is clearly a player with plenty of potential. I can't tell you enough about him because I've definitely never watched him, or don't think I'd even heard of him, to be fair, before the signing. But this is Joe Pooty. He's a 20-year-old midfielder who's just signed from Sheffield Wednesday, where in his time at Sheffield Wednesday, he made just the 2 cameo appearances, but at the end of the day, like I said earlier, you can say that you've made 2 senior appearances for Sheffield Wednesday. I would take that all day. I would just take that. But most of his games have come for the under-21s. Last year, he did manage to bag 5 goals. Obviously, they play a lot less games than the Championship do, so take that stat with a pinch of salt. But yeah, again, know nothing about him. Just be very excited to see how I get on. But it's, training with Sheffield Wednesday and then coming to National South, you're almost expecting something, aren't you? So the next sign of the video is a very good one. It's just a shame it's for Ebbsfleet, but it is a fantastic pickup for Ebbsfleet. They've just signed 33-year-old centre-back Max Emer, and this guy is full of experience. And I'm talking not just experience in the National Leagues, it's ridiculous. Obviously, Gillingham fans will know this guy stupidly well, so he's obviously wanted to stay local, stay with family, stay in Kent, which is understandable. But for Gillingham alone, I've got it here, he has made 439 appearances, and within that, he's made 370 League One appearances, bonkers, as well as 119 League Two appearances. Absolutely phenomenal pickup, bags of experience, and that is, I'm telling you, they're the type of signings you need if you want to get yourself out of this league, because it's so difficult to do with only one automatic promotion. We'll stick with Ebbsfleet. We'll keep this one a bit shorter so we're not dragging it out too long. 26-year-old right midfielder Josh Coley has just signed from Sutton United. Last year, he actually made a really good amount of appearances for Sutton, making 33 appearances and 10 goal contributions in his time there last season. This guy has also made 68 appearances in League Two, but that is spanned across teams like Sutton, Harrogate and Exeter. Right, if your team was in the National League South in the 22-23 season, you will know this guy. How could you not? He was scoring against everyone. This is Dominik Poland, 31-year-old striker who has just signed a 2-year deal with Farnborough, and this guy has just been a joke. It is an unbelievable pickup for Farnborough. So let's just quickly look. 22-23 season. When Ebbsfleet won the league, of course, he scored 35 goals, won Player of the Season in the NLS, which is just, it was fully deserved. No one could, deny him that. In his time for Ebbsfleet, he's played 167 games, scoring 81 goals in that time, with obviously a large chunk of Ebbsfleet time has been in the National League as well, but he has so much experience outside of Ebbsfleet. 147 appearances in League One, plus 29 in the Championship when he was younger. This guy's an unbelievable signing. I don't care if he was 33. I think he's still maybe worth that 2-year deal. So unbelievable pickup, Farnborough. Yeah, fair play. Right, let's do one more signing for Farnborough. This is Lachlan Bird, who is a 23-year-old centre-back who spent his time last year with Aldershot and Hampton and Richmond. From memory, because I'm going off memory, I believe that he earned his move to Aldershot in the National League from Welling. Didn't go quite as planned, so he spent a bit of time at the end of the season on loan with Hampton and Richmond. But as I said, where he really made a name for himself was back in the 23-24 season with Welling, when they had, as we've said already in this video, that fantastic revival of, going from looking deep into relegation to surviving. He was obviously a key part of that season, where he played 47 times in all competitions for Welling. And not only did he do that, he also won Welling's Player of the Year. So showed how important he was that year to their survival. And of course, losing him the following season at the back, Welling got relegated. And of course, it's not down to purely him. There's a lot more to it than that. But obviously, he was a key player, young centre-back in this league. Fantastic pickup again for Farnborough. Next one is a Hemel Hempstead Town signing. This is Jermaine Anderson, 29-year-old midfielder who has just signed from Woking. Don't think he's ever played National League South football before, but has played lots of times in the National League. 119 appearances in the National League, scoring 9 goals within his time there. Peterborough is where he spent most of his career. He was there for 7 years, but only made 97 appearances. So a lot of time on the bench and on loan and bits and bobs like that. But there you go. That is, what a poor ending, but there you go. So next up, is this my first signing for Horsham? It probably is. I think they've done so much retaining their current squad than they've done signing so far, and it's so important to get it right because it's so tough to stay in this league when you've just been promoted. But Horsham have just signed James Roberts. He is a 29-year-old striker who has just signed from Hampton and Richmond. Last year he played 36 times, scoring 11 goals with 3 assists, and not bad stats at all for Hampton and Richmond, who only survived by sort of 3-4 points. So I think that's pretty solid if I'm being completely honest. But 260 plus appearances in the National League system in his career, with 70 goals as well. But the reason I know this guy is I remember in the 22-23 season, he had a really good season with Havant and Waterlooville, where he spent a lot of his career, 14 goals that season, where they even spent a bit of time at the top of the league going into Christmas. So good signing, and Horsham are going to need a couple more of them if they want to, keep their place in the National League South. So this next sign I have made some notes on because I just find it so interesting. And the reason for that is I just loved his music growing up. So in music, his name is Kamikaze, and if you didn't know this, you can go search it up. It may not be your cup of tea, but it's fantastic. I used to absolutely love it growing up. But in football, he is called Matt Robinson, and he is just signed for Maidenhead United. He's a 31-year-old centre midfielder who played his football at Braintree last year and was a key part in them surviving the National League and not going straight back down, which they have done in recent years. But this guy is one of the most experienced players currently in the National League, and not National League South or North, no, the National League, with 398 appearances to his name. Dagenham and Redbridge fans, who are obviously in the South now, will know this guy very well. 240 appearances for them, with 32 goal contributions in his time there. So yeah, really good pickup for a team in the National League South, because yeah, I thought he probably would have stayed in the National League another season or two, but Maidenhead United, you've got a good one on your hands there. The penultimate signing of today's video. This is Dominic Revan. Let's just move on. 24-year-old centre-back who has just completed his move to Salisbury. Last year, he was playing his football in the National South with Hampton and Richmond, where he played 38 times and was a key part in their survival. But he has played elsewhere. He's played for Barnet, Weymouth, Hampton and Richmond, who we've just discussed. But the most interesting thing about this guy, and the reason I actually knew him from the start, and if you're a Premier League fan or a Liverpool or an Aston Villa fan, you'll know why. So back when COVID hit the Aston Villa squad, the first team, and Aston Villa had to play Liverpool in the FA Cup, Aston Villa had to field all youngsters. And this guy actually captained Villa that day. They did lose 4-1, but what a great day. He captained Villa at Villa Park against the likes of Bobby Firmino, Trent, Sadio Mane, and Mo Salah. So that is, you know, again, I'll say it for the last time in this video, I'll make it a hat-trick. Take that to your grave any day of the week, wouldn't you? So, last signing of the video, and a very interesting one. It's going to Tonbridge Angels, and the reason it's interesting is I read the article when he signed, and there were some great stats in there, so I've had to write them down because I wanted to make sure I got them correct. And it's almost surprising that no one's picked this guy up earlier, but we'll go through it. So this is Eddie Simon. He is a 28-year-old forward, has just signed from, I believe, Walton and Hersham. Should have wrote that down, but we'll go with it. This is why it's so interesting. So in the 22-23 season with Walton and Hersham, probably why I'm assuming he signed from there, he became the first player in men's senior football to score 4 straight hat-tricks. I mean, that is just an unbelievable stat, like stupidly good stat. And in his 119 appearances with the club, he scored 73 goals. So for someone that's 28, hitting their prime, why hadn't he been picked up earlier? I'd love to know, but proper interesting signing. And with Tonbridge, some of the players they've lost this year, signing him and Bumbi Badajide, I mean, that could be some strike force in this league if they can get it to click quickly. So you have it. Lots of information for everyone to take on board as we go through them 18 new signings. I hope you did enjoy the video. As I say, we will try and get a couple more out, but I have got a very busy schedule now because the pre-season games have started and I do want to get myself to a few of them. And of course, end of July, we'll be looking at getting up our National League South and Isthmian League predictions, and I may even get a couple of people, including my brother, to do them as well. So much content coming your way. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and if you did enjoy, please leave it a like. It really does help the channel. So until the next one, thank you for watching. Bye for now.